Hey everyone! Today's experiment is the determination of the chloride concentration using ion-selective electrodes. So get your goggles and let's go.
Alright, so I've gathered up the meter supplies for ion selective electrode lab. We have our meter, we have selective electrode, the silver-silver chloride reference electrode, and the forked adapter that we're going to need to plug these two electrodes into the meter. I'm going to plug the power supply into the meter itself. Okay. And the mode that we need to be in is millivolts. So if you see it changing here, there's pH, there's millivolts. The other option is parts per million. We want millivolts. This isn't going to measure anything right now because our electrodes are not plugged in. But first, before I plug in the electrodes, I need to fill up the silver-silver chloride reference electrodes with the proper solutions. Alright, so this is our reference electrode. In order to fill it, we need to take it apart. So we're going to unscrew the cap. There's a little spring here that helps hold everything in place tightly. And this inner part pushes out of the outer part. And you'll see in the inner part there's a hole here. We're going to fill that with the inner fill solution, which is a silver chloride solution. Now it's dyed green so that you can see that it's filling the inner fill solution, but you can also then see if it has contaminated the outer fill solution, which does happen over time. So these do need to be refreshed frequently. Now we will have this prepped for you. You're not going to have to do this yourself, but I do think it's kind of neat to see. Just kind of shake it down. Gets a little messy. There we go. Alright, so I've filled the solution, and I'm going to slide this band up to cover the hole. Alright, so that is filled. I'm just going to wipe that with a Kim wipe. Okay, so I'm going to put the inner electrode part into the outer. Okay, and now we need to fill the outer portion of the electrode. Okay, so we're just using this solution. This solution is a potassium nitrate solution. And it's dripping out the bottom here, which actually is good because we want to make sure that the gap between the inner electrode and the outer electrode is wet with the solution. So now I'm going to tighten that up a little bit and continue filling. And then I can put the cap back on. And then this is ready to go. Okay, so now at this point we can connect our electrodes to the meter. So we're going to use our forked adapter. Notice that it has two different types of connections on the one end, and on the other end it has a BNC connection. That BNC is going to connect to the back of the meter. The reference electrode male connection, which will attach to the female connection. And the ion selective electrode has the BNC connection, which will attach to the male end of the BNC. Let's go in and turn just a little bit. Okay, so now we can connect to our meter. Like that. And we can place our electrodes on the stand. And we're ready to go. So I'm going to place these in some distilled water, and then we'll be ready to take measurements once we have some solutions prepared.